Peace be unto you all, my brothers and sisters out there. And this is Adibahaya, and I want to say a big thanks for reaching out to me for the engagement and all. I need you to know that the video I made, I wasn't speaking for myself alone. I was speaking for the entire Muslima community. Please highlight that. Muslima community, not just the Muslim. I am standing as a voice for the Muslim women because I know what I have been through in the society. I know how difficult it has been for me to settle in organizations that I found myself, and it takes time before people get to become comfortable with having me around themselves, and that is because of the evil propagation of Islam that people do put out there. We all have a voice, but not all of us can use our voice, because when it comes to social exposure, some people are more privileged than others. However, I've met people who judge me just on sight. They assume me to be unintelligent. They assume that I am a terrorist. They assume that I am unfriendly, what have you. However, over time, they get to take back their word and confess to me that I am nothing like what they assume. And whenever I try to see clarity that why on earth would you ever think evil of me just from looking at the way I dress? And they be like, well, that is the belief. What do you expect us to say? What do you expect us to believe? You cannot inherit people's enemy. This is not just about Islam. You should apply that to your life. You should make enemy from experience. You understand? So, and I am going to make I'm going to clarify something today based on one of the comments that somebody made on the post on Twitter. A lady asked a question. She said that she was very comfortable with the conversation I put up, that the uncomfortable part of it was the place where I had to mention war. That's why do I have to bring war in it? So look at this first. This is the statement. Shouldn't be used for such. We're going through a lot already in Nigeria. There's too much hardship and we have too much hate and tribal problems in Nigeria. Why would you want to introduce religious war? So I asked a question. I said, we are going through a lot in Nigeria already. Why would anybody want to put up something that will instigate religious war? I want you to understand that just like Christianity and the traditional religion, is the same thing for Islam when it comes to what people strongly believe in. I also want you to know that people don't joke with their spirituality. Aside from their cultural ethics, value and norms, they do not joke with their spirituality. I am an educated person, and not every one of us is privileged to acquire education. This has nothing to do with Islam. Like the way some people preview it, they believe that Muslims, especially Muslim women, are not educated. I am generally talking about every woman now. It is not every woman that have access to education. It is not every human that have access to education. And if you're an educated person and you're watching this, you know that education is an important part of a person's growth, mental growth, right? So when you go to school and you relate with people, irrespective of their religion, irrespective of their culture, their race, you come out as a different figure back into the society. You think and reason differently. So there are things you're going to be paying attention to. There are things that will not matter to you anymore. But that's the reason why I actually made that statement, that why would you want to instigate religious war? Because there are people who hold this religion so dear. We all hold Islam so dear to our heart. You understand? And however, the way I have decided to come out and handle this, professionally is not going to be applicable to everyone. And the reason why I am applying and adopting professionalism in the course of treating this evil propagation is because I am an educated person, and that is not applicable to everyone. So your level of mental exposure is going to determine how you're going to react to certain things that is dear to your heart. We have been through this before in this country, and it should not continue like this. We can do better. All I am saying is that we have 1,000 of costume out there that can be used. Why do you have to use something that stand and represent for somebody's fate? Somebody came up and said, Islam is not the only religion in Nigeria. Why do we always have to come up to fight for ourselves? Exactly. Islam is not the only religion in Nigeria. We have other religion. If they are comfortable with you using them for pleasure, for social pleasure, okay with you using them for whatever means, then use them. If the Muslims say they're not comfortable, stay the hell away from the Muslims. It's not nice. It's not nice. Somebody said it's just a movie. What are we trying to prove? How can you say it is just a movie? What is movie meant to stand for? Who are the consumers of the movie you're producing? We have the youth, we have the adults. And we know how the society has become condemned these days. People are doing whatsoever they like. We have a lot of immoral youth on the street. We have armed robbers. A lot of evil atrocities that is happening every day that we cannot even control. And we think that the only thing we can use to help the country is to create more scenario where they can learn how to do more evil. That was what I was trying to talk about. I am not trying to be disrespectful to anyone, however. Thank you.